Speaking of quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins right now is still listed as the Falcons' backup quarterback. Kirk Cousins, guys, signed a 3-year, was it $200 million deal, $250 million deal with the Falcons just last season. He was benched last year, but then he come out and said that he was injured. So, guys, fact or crap? Will Kirk Cousins be a starter in 2025? This is a very interesting saga here, because Michael Penix Jr. kind of had a spark toward the end of the season. He played the last 3 games of the NFL season, last 2 games of the NFL season, and had 2 wins. However, they played some pretty shitty teams. The Falcons say they will not release Kirk Cousins, even though they are committing to Michael Penix Jr. as their starter in 2025. Guys, we need to pump the brakes on the Michael Penix Jr. hype train. Some argue that Penix gives the Falcons a better chance to win than Cousins, but his competition last year was weak at best. Let's just be honest. Penix faced historically bad Carolina Panthers defense. Excuse me. And then they played the second worst defense in the Washington Commanders. I'm sorry. The second worst defense in the Carolina Panthers. And then they played the Washington Commanders when they were not playing for anything. The best defense that he played against was the New York Giants, and they were ranked in the bottom 12th of the league. Despite this easy schedule, Michael Penix Jr. was slightly more productive than Kirk Cousins, with the most of positive numbers coming in the game versus the Carolina Panthers. Now, let's not get crazy. Michael Penix Jr. did show flashes of brilliance last season, and they had the potential to become a franchise quarterback for the Falcons. Giving Penix more starts might hurt the Falcons' chances of winning the division in 2025, but could have long-term benefits. Guys, there is a little cat and mouse game being played in Atlanta. The cat and mouse game is, do we try to win now or do we build for the future? I think the Atlanta Falcons are building for the future. They are building for Michael Penix Jr. They want Michael Penix Jr. as a starter. But once Michael Penix Jr. starts to struggle a little bit, if Kirk Cousins is your backup, you're going to be start hearing those rumbles. Put Kurt in. Put Kurt in, right? He's $45 million a year. Put him in. The reason why the Falcons are saying they will not release Kirk Cousins is to gain his value, to up that draft pick, right? So, guys, fact or crap? Will Kirk Cousins be a starter in 2025? I'm saying this is a fact. I'm saying this is a fact because there's going to be a team out there that is going to willing to overpay for our services of Kirk Cousins. At first, I thought it was going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. They overpaid for Geno Smith. Let's just be honest. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers historically don't overpay for players, but historically they don't go out and get players during trade and free agency anyways. The Giants want a quarterback. The Jets need a quarterback. And there's other teams out there that could want in services of a quarterback. Now, I don't think the trade of Kirk Cousins will be till after the draft, but I think it is a fact. I think Kirk Cousins will be a starter in 2025. So, guys, fact or crap? Will Kirk Cousins be a starter in 2025? James Frank says, crapola. Crapola. Okay. You stay in the backup, says Frank. Alpha Rob says, fact. Atlanta will come back to Kirk Cousins. So they're going to bench Michael Penix Jr., crush that kid's confidence, put in Kirk Cousins just to be an 8-9 team yet again. I like it. Derek says, can I answer he opens but is traded before the season trade deadline? So Derek thinks that he's going to be... So, Derek, if I read your mind correctly, if I read between the lines correctly, you were saying that the Falcons are going to have a good 2025 NFL campaign and Michael Penix Jr. is going to do well. At that time, the Falcons will be like, hey, we don't need a backup quarterback anymore. Who wants to give us a 4th or 5th round pick for Kirk Cousins? I think at that point it might be a little too late. But you already know that. James Frank says, you already know my Browns will overpay for a quarterback. They will, but they cannot afford anybody like right now. Let's just be honest. And Derek says,